Hi guys, it's Eileen coming at you from Just Kettlebells with a quick recap for class number 4 of the Introduction to Indian Club Swinging class. We didn't do a ton of new stuff today. We added a few twists to stuff we had already learned and then learned one new move at the end. The first thing that we tried today was we tried to swing to music. I played just like a tribal drum beat in the background, and that seemed to pick up a rhythm. From that, you could try circus music. You could try something that just has kind of a strong beat to the music. You could probably swing to any of your favorite music if it has a nice strong beat, but it does help with getting the rhythm of the swing, because it does have swing. Indian club swinging does have kind of a rhythm about it. So we tried that, and for me it helped. I'm not so sure how much it helped when you're first learning. That's the thing is if you're thinking about it still and you really have to think about these positions, it's probably not time to be doing it to music. You want to get these positions so that if you're stopping, you know you're stopping in the correct positions. Until you move to where you're just kind of free-flowing it with the music. The second thing we talked about was with move number 1, where as we've learned it so far, move number 1 is C throw, and we've been stopping the throw here, and we did this as a matter of teaching technique so that we can check wrist position and make sure that we're still in a clubbed position. We also did this because in move number 2, when you stop here, this is the position that you stop, so in order to get some consistency, we had been stopping this here. But the true stopping point for the throw on move number 1 is here, is when you cast it into your finger. So we practiced that throw, and so if you were to really slow it down, you're here and then there, so we practiced stopping at the casting position, cast it before you let it fall. And the reason we did that is because the other new thing that we learned after we practiced move number 1 and move number 2 and all kinds of variations with double and alternating at the same time, is we tried move number 1 and move number 2 at the same time, using one arm for move number 1 and one arm for move number 2. And so the point at which both clubs kind of end up in the same position is at this casting position. So come down, and then here is you rotate, cast down, so if I was to stop here, both clubs are pointing in the same direction. You come down, you end up here, and then there's this motion where you switch. As this anti-shrug, you're bringing this one up. And so we will review that again at the beginning of next class. And so then the last thing we learned was to try and add a step, add some leg motion into our swinging. And we talked about, just like for people who kettlebell swing, when the bell is floating, that's when you step. It's the same thing with the clubs. So we tried it first just with the slam move. So after we slam, and the clubs are floating up, so cross step, cross step, cross step, cross step. And then we try to advance that by trying that with move number 2, because that movement starts with that cross. So, and then come down. And so the most common mistake here, and I still catch myself doing it sometimes, is getting too eager to make the step and doing the step and the cross at the same time. And that's not what we want, because we want the cross first, and you step as the bell is floating, because you need your connection with the floor when you slam, because if you're stepping at the same time, you're stealing some of that energy. So then you can also try this with just one club. Oops, too soon. Cross step, and down, cross step, and down. So those are some simple ways to practice it, and for some people it kind of helps to have the keeping rhythm with your feet, helps to drive the upper body. But that's everything we went over. We'll have 2 more classes before this program ends, so lots more time for practice. But the best way to get better at the Indian club swingings is practice in between classes.